How y'all doing tonight?
Turn the camera
Hope
on.
everybody's doing real good.
Alicia, Cracker Jack, the Den, Sarah, and Mama T. Good to see you. And Dragon Mama, see you up there too. All right, y'all. How y'all doing tonight? Oh, thank you, Cracker Jack. I appreciate that. I got up this morning. I had a hell of a morning, y'all. I got up this morning and I was biting my fingernail because that's what I do when I have anxiety. And I was like, gosh, that sure is a gritty nail. What the hell? And my front tooth cracked. So my front tooth chipped just a little bit. And I was freaking out, man. I was calling call the dentist. Oprah's got to have teeth. Gypsy Winfrey's got to have teeth. What in the world? And then, allegedly. And my glasses, I'm so overdue for my glasses. See, moms always come last, it's always the kids. And now that my grandson has moved out, I need to go ahead and start making these damn appointments. I'm 10 years behind. Well, it's probably not been 10 years since I've been in the dentist, maybe like 4. But that's long for me since I used to work for a dentist. I know better than that. But anyway, so and then like my glasses, I'm having to wear these Coke bottle glasses because these are actually my bifocals. But I can't see the damn screen without it on, so I look like I can see into the future with these glasses, But here we go. So how is everybody today? You have such pretty... Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, no, now they're starting to crack. I Googled it, and it was like, oh, it's genetic. And I'm, what are you going to do with that? I guess I'm starting to break down. I don't know. These I usually only use to read with, but since I'm using this laptop, I can't see the chat without these. If I use my regular bifocals, they look a lot better, but I can't see the screen. So here we go. That's why I look like I'm wearing Coke bottles. True Gypsy laughed at me one night. It's okay. She's cool. She was like, "Are you jealous of that?" And I was looking all into the screen. It's very funny. You got to be able to laugh at yourself. And that's kind of how I take the trolls. I just laugh back, You got to be able to laugh at yourself. I like the glasses, though. Look, thank you. Gypsy, I can't see anything without mine, even though they are from... You know what? The best glasses I have gotten yet have been from Dollar Tree, and they've been durable. So yeah, thumbs up to dollar store glasses. I'm all for that. Yeah. So we were in Mama T's chat today. I didn't get to chat much, but I was listening, and it's awesome what she was talking about because it segues into what I'm going to talk about. I'm sure you all are familiar with the infamous first female serial killer that we know of, Eileen Wurnos. We're going to talk about her tonight. And the segue part of it is, was she crazy or was she evil? Was she a product of her surroundings or was she evil? And when you listen to her background, I want y'all to think about Candace Wells and the Summer Wells case. And when this does happen, because let's face it, it will happen. Everyone comes to justice sooner or later. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but sooner or later, she will get justice. We will see to that. How are we going to feel about Candace getting the same time, let's say, as the perpetrator, if there were involvement? Now, this is only speculation. We're just, throwing how we're going to feel about this. Because the backgrounds, when you hear Eileen's case, is similar. So we have to think about that as the days grow closer to Don Wells' release, is why I am bringing this up tonight, is the parallel and the similarities in the two women's background makes you wonder if it had any bearing on where we are today. So I'm going to show you a little clip, and then we'll do some commentary and see what everybody thinks about it, okay?
If anyone was destined to end up here on death row, it was probably Lee Wurnos. Psychologists sketch a portrait of a damaged person with a lurid history of abuse that began in childhood. Abandoned by her teenage mother when she was just 6 months old, Lee was raised by her alcoholic grandmother and a cruel grandfather who regularly beat her with his belt buckle. When she was 2, her father committed suicide in jail, where he was doing time for kidnapping and raping a child. By 13, she'd been raped and was pregnant. At 14, she quit school. And when her grandfather kicked her out of home, Lee Wurnos' life on the road began.
Doesn't it
The
sound
dark
similar?
woods off Florida's highways. It was down dirt roads like this that 7 men met the madness of one angry woman. Lee Wurnos murdered them, robbed them, and then drove home in their cars.
Those men were shot, just shot in self-defense, boom, boom, boom. You know, they weren't cut up, they weren't sliced up, no OJ jazz, you know. And he said, I did the most horrendous crime in the whole wide world.
Not true?
I guess not. All they were was shot and left. If it was a horrendous crime, why didn't I shoot them between the eyes, cut their penis off, stick it in their mouth, you know, do all kinds of gross stuff? All they were was shot and left, you know? It's making me get bitter, evil, angry. I've never been before in my life. Worse than even out there with those men. This is evil, what those people have done to me.
Do you feel anger or even hatred towards men?
I never hated men, but now I do. I mean, not all. I have a category. I hate those male... God. I hate those male cops. Real bad, because they're dirtballs. The cops, the judges, the lawyers, they're all male.
I have made peace with my Lord, and I have asked forgiveness.
Called the damsel of death and the hooker from hell. But embellishment aside, the story of history's first female serial killer is macabre enough, even without its supporting cast of characters.
Oh, yes, I'm a public defender.
First, there's Lee Wurnos' lawyer. She's given him the job of getting her to the electric chair.
If you want to plead out, that's what I'm all about. Just sign this no contest plea.
The final twist in this already mad tale was when Lee Wurnos decided to plead no contest to the remaining 6 murder charges.
I sentence you in case number 91-463 to death for the murder of Troy Burris.
Her lawyer, Steve Glazer, found himself in the bizarre position of helping his client take the express route to the electric chair.
County case number, I sentence you to death for the murder of David Spears.
Thank you. And probably see, I'll be up in heaven while y'all rotting in hell.
Maybe you were just born bad. How do
Boy,
you...
I don't know about you. I'm telling you, man. No, I wasn't born bad. You guys got it. See, I'm trying to tell you, man, they lied. They lied so bad to you all.
But you've been convicted of killing 7 men.
Everybody's looking at the number.
Does that not... You
Why
killed
look at the
7
number?
men, 7 strangers.
Stop
Does that
looking
not
at
make you
the
a serial
number,
killer?
I didn't kill them every day, did
What the
I?
hell?
Did I go out there every day and say, I'm going to kill? If I did, there would
Well,
be
no,
hundreds.
it took you 12 months.
Yeah. And that's a hell of a lot of men I went through before the next jerk came along, and I used protection, like a condom.
So it was
From AIDS.
self-defense.
Yeah.
Lee, the first one, Perhaps the second, maybe, but
So what?
7 times?
So what?
Lee, it sounds like you've been betrayed by everyone.
That's right, I was. That's why I don't care if I'm executed and leave this planet.
Yeah, no remorse. No remorse. Quit looking at the number, man. It's so ironic that she said that today because they asked Pelosi about the economy, and she goes, I wish that y'all would stop talking about it. I want to know how you go into denial. How does people do that? You know, 2 things I've always wondered. How do you go into denial, and what does giving up actually mean? How does one give up? Yeah. So is that all the footage we have?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, for now.
No, it ain't. But anyway. So, hey, Roger Bennett, how are you doing? Hey, Sammy Joe.
I have another one I'll add, but you just talk.
So showing you that, I'm hoping that we've got footage of a little bit of her childhood, right? Some of her background.
No, but we'll talk about it. I got something different. Go ahead.
So the point of this is showing whether she was born evil or if she became that way. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, and that sort of thing. Or was her environment, was she a product of her environment? Now, it told you about how she was treated growing up. And then when she became pregnant and she was ostracized from her neighborhood friends. So she was an outcast in the biggest way. And always a victim of a man's physical abuse, verbal abuse, sexual abuse. And then she started a relationship with a woman leading up to the killings. So do we have any more footage, honey, hopefully?
Right here.
Okay.
If anyone was destined to end up here on death row, it was probably Lee Wurnos. Psychologists sketch a portrait of a damaged person with a lurid history of abuse that began in childhood. Abandoned by her teenage mother when she was just 6 months old, Lee was raised by her alcoholic grandmother and a cruel grandfather who regularly beat her with his belt buckle. When she was 2, her father committed suicide in jail, where he was doing time for kidnapping and raping a child. By 13, she'd been raped and was pregnant. At 14, she quit school. And when her grandfather kicked her out of home, Lee Wurnos' life on the road began.
Do you have more footage, honey?
It's loading. You go ahead and talk.
Okay, he's loading the rest of the footage. I thought we had it already tonight. Hey, Mars House, I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been at, girl? How's the weather down your way? It was nice today, but it's been cold at night. So getting back to whether when someone is in, extreme trauma or their environment is chaotic and violent. We're doing good, Roger. Thank you for asking. It can perpetuate. It's nice today, same cold at night. Yeah. It can, your environment can perpetuate maybe underlying psychological issues that you were born with. So, it makes you wonder, if she had been adopted at birth, would she have become a serial killer? If she had had a support system, brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, a church, a community, would she have become a serial killer? So those were things that I was wanting to discuss tonight as far as Eileen's case. Hold on just 1 second. Let me check one thing. Okay, we're going to show an interview right before she was executed.
You know, I was just wondering how you're going to be, you know, at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Are you prepared?
I'm prepared. I'm all right. I'm all right with it.
And how?
I'm all right with it, but like I said, remember, let them know that I know that the cops knew who I was. After Richard Mallory died, I left prints everywhere, and they covered it up. And let me kill the rest of those guys to turn me into a serial killer. I know they did, because I was no professional serial killer or anything, or murderer, or whatever you want to call it, you know. I wasn't professional at what I was doing.
Eileen,
I did some sloppy work, you know, and I left
How
prints.
have you prepared yourself for tomorrow morning?
I'm all right with it. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Hey, I was tortured at BCI. They had the intercom on in the room, and they kept lying that it wasn't on, and they were using sonic pressure on my head since 1997.
Sonic pressure.
And every time I was trying to write something, I think they had some kind of eye in the cell, I'm not sure, but every time I started writing something, it went up higher. So I'm thinking that probably had the TV rigged. The TV or the mirror, something was rigged. They got a huge satellite on the compound. After they put the huge satellite on the compound, it could have been either rigged to the TV set or the mirror or something, because the electrician, when he put the mirror on the wall, he said, doesn't that look like a computer? The back of it, and he stuck it to the wall.
And do you think, what, did that affect your mind, do you think?
Huh?
Did that affect your mind in some way, the sonic?
It was crushing my head, and they were using sonic pressure continually. Then when I had 3 meetings with Miss Villacorta on it, every meeting I had, she increased the pressure of the volume of the comm, increased the harassment on the floor, increased the trays being inedible, just increased every bit of my complaints and trashed all grievances. They're trying to make it look like I was crazy at all times, rig up the room with torture. If I said anything about I think their whole plan was to try to make it look like I was totally crazy, and so nobody would believe anything I had to say about anything, and then drive me there if they could. I suffered so bad. I was really struggling to survive. Had a lot of trays that were attempted murder and everything. I had to wash all my food off. And then one day I didn't wash my food off, and I was sick for 3 weeks, almost died.
But you're okay now.
I'm okay. I'm okay. God is going to be there. Jesus Christ is going to be there. All the angels and everything. And, you know, whatever's on the beyond. I think it's going to be more like Star Trek, beaming me up into a space vehicle, man. Then I move on, recolonize to another planet or whatever. But it's whatever's the beyond. I know it's going to be good, because I didn't do anything as wrong as they said. I did the right thing. And I saved a lot of people's butts from getting hurt and raped and killed, too.
So are you saying that you killed in self-defense or in cold blood? What do you, because you've changed your story. I'm just trying to
What are you talking about? Change story on what?
No, about whether it was self-defense or not.
I'm not going to say it, I'm not going to get in depth about my cases, Nick. I'm on my way to the chamber, nothing stopping it. You can believe it or you don't have to believe it. That's up to you, man. Put a big question mark on your film.
What more is there to say about the cops? What more do you want to say about the cops?
A lot of stuff. Did you know that they were surveilling me before I killed? And then I knew it? And that it was covered up? Did you know there was helicopters dropping down from the sky, deputy sheriff, with decoys picking me up 4 or 5 months before my arrest? It was covered up?
But nonetheless,
nobody ever asked me these questions.
Whether the cops were following you or not, Eileen.
Oh, whether the cops are following me or not, Eileen,
okay,
what?
Let's say the cops were following you.
Yeah.
Let's say they were following you and they did everything that you're saying they did. Nonetheless, you killed 7 men.
Yeah, sure
and I'm
did.
asking you, what got you to kill the 7 men?
And I'm telling you, because the cops let me keep killing them, Nick. Don't you get it?
Not everybody is killing 7 people. So there must have been something in you that was getting you to do that.
Oh, you are lost, Nick.
So
I was a hitchhiking hooker.
Right.
Running into trouble. I'd shoot the guy if I ran into trouble. Physical trouble. The cops knew it When the physical trouble came along, let her clean the streets, and then we'll pull her in.
But
That's
how come
why.
there was so much physical trouble? Because it was all in 1 year. 7 people in 1 year.
Oh, well. Oh, well.
But why not say now?
Because I'm out of retaliation for taking my life like this and getting rich off it all these years in total pathological lying. Yeah, thanks a lot. I lost my fucking life because of it. Couldn't even get a fair trial. Couldn't even get a fair investigation or nothing. Couldn't even have my appeals right. You sabotaged my ass, society, and the cops, and the system. A raped woman got executed. It was used for books and movies and shit. Ladder climbs, the election, everything else. I got a big finger in all your faces. Thanks a lot. You're inhuman. You're an inhumane bunch of fucking living bastards and bitches. And you're going to get your asses nuked in the end. And pretty soon it's coming. 2019, a rock's supposed to hit you anyhow. You're all going to get nuked. You don't take fucking human life like this and just sabotage and rip it apart like Jesus on the cross and say thanks a lot for all the fucking money I made off of you. And not care about a human being and the truth being told. Now I know what Jesus was going through. They've been trying to tell the truth, and I keep getting it stepped on. Concerned about if I was raped, I'm not giving you book and movie info. I'm giving you info for investigations and stuff, and that's it. We're going to have to cut this interview, Nick. I'm not going to go into any more detail. I'm leaving. I'm glad. Thanks a lot, society, for railroading my ass. Okay, let's go.
It was really pretty incredible that Eileen had just sailed through the psychiatric test the day before. It makes you wonder what you'd have to do to fail.
She had passed the psychological test the day before. Yeah. Well, you know, I think I've told you guys before, or I did this morning in Mama T's, that my mother suffered from paranoid schizophrenia. And she had the prettiest, bluest eyes. Betty Davis eyes is what people used to say to her. And they would get black as coal, just like this, when she was in her psychosis and into her physical violence with us. So you knew when her eyes were pitch black, take off running, go get on your bike and go play somewhere for about 8 hours. And that's pretty much what we all did. Getting back to Eileen, though, she didn't have any remorse, did she? She was a great manipulator. Mars House said yes. Oh, dear, she's comparing herself with Jesus. Oh, I know. Dragon Mommy, yes, she is definitely dead. She was executed. And right before her execution, hang on, I want you to hear this. I had it pulled up and then I saw some other stuff I wanted to read to you. Hang on one second.
Want me to play a commercial while you find it?
Last words. Yes, I would just like to say I'm sailing with the rock and I'll be back, like Independence Day with Jesus. Those were her final words before she was executed in Florida State Prison. Her victims, she had killed 7 within 12 months. She was sentenced to death for 6 of those.
Do you know the name of the movie?
Monster.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Hang on one second. I wanted to read them something else here. Okay. Eileen Wurnos, born February 29th, 1956 to October 9th, 2002, was an American serial killer in 1989 to 1990. While engaging in street prostitution along highways in Florida, she shot dead and robbed 7 men that were male clients. Wurnos claimed that her clients had either raped or attempted to rape her, and that all of the homicides were justifiable and were committed in self-defense. Wurnos was sentenced to death for 6 of the murders, and on October 9th, 2002, after 12 years on Florida's death row, she was executed by lethal injection. So, I wanted to mention here, at one time she was diagnosed with schizophrenia. She did have a diagnosis when she was younger. So she was sexually assaulted by family members and so on. So I wanted to discuss the female person that's involved in murders, like with the Wells, is sort of where I'm going with this. Do you guys feel like she is a product of her environment and that there should be leniency when it's discovered what happened to Summer Wells? There was no leniency at all when it came to Eileen Wurnos. They really threw the book at her. What are you guys feeling? Yeah, she was a very scary woman. My question to you is, how much of it is predisposition from birth, genetics, and how much is it is environment? So, you know, I'm tossing around the idea, no leniency for whatever happened to Summer. I agree. There are those out there who, you know, do feel compassion. And how are we going to feel about that when that happens? I think so, definitely, but I don't think there should be any difference. Justice for Summer Wells, definitely. So, when this comes up, and if she is involved, put some allegedlys up there, if she were involved in Summer's disappearance, do you see her having remorse? Like when she was on Dr. Phil, when she was grilled by the media in front of the house and they were sitting in lawn chairs side by side. Do you feel like there's remorse? That she, you know, wasn't watching her close enough? Because I go through incredible guilt. And I wasn't even in the same town as my daughter when she was murdered. I can't help but, as a mother, feel as though I failed my adult child. She was 23, almost 23 when she died, 2 weeks from her 23rd birthday. And I will always carry that I should have done more. I should have done more. I should have done more. Even though she was an adult child and in a totally different city. How could I have done more? I don't know, but I'm always gonna feel that way. Do y'all think that she has that lack of nature or nurture affecting her nature? Yeah. Pitbull says, hello, Sarah. Pitbull mama. I don't see that there's any sort of guilt, concern, or even, you know, with grandma, she seems so accusatory of law enforcement. You know, how dare you sort of attitude. That doesn't seem, as far as I'm concerned, me being the mother of a murdered daughter, odd, out of place. When I was defensive with law enforcement, it was because I felt like it was me against them, because my daughter was, you know, at a house where they were selling pills. I felt like they were looking down on her, looking down on me, and maybe they weren't going to give me the justice that they would someone from the country club. So I had to speak up and speak out and speak loud. Do you feel like Grandma was on that sort of pedestal, or do you feel like she was, how dare you question me? Hi, Team Rose. Hi, hon. I'm so incredibly sorry about your daughter. Such trauma. You are a human being. I would feel completely responsible too, no matter how old they were. It's just I can't explain it as a mommy. When you're down on one team, you can't help but feel like it's your fault. Do y'all think that they feel that way? Do y'all see any ounce of that in them at all? Or does it look like Eileen Wurnos? You know, I hate men. They said, so why did you do it, Eileen? I hate men. I'm a highway hooker, right, Sarah? You know, when I've been watching this, it's probably since I was 10 years old, when I had to do a book report on a serial killer, and I chose Helter Skelter, Charles Manson. And ever since then, I've followed true crime and serial killers. I read the Boston Strangler after that, and the Wesley Allen Dodge story after that. But long story short, I guess there's a long stretch of highway down I-95. I need to ask No Fear this, if this is true, that hookers would be dumped by truckers going down because they would be eaten by alligators. Have y'all ever heard that? So like there's a long stretch of highway on I-95 South in Florida, and truck drivers would, I want to say it was American Justice I was watching, and he talked about a truck driver serial killer and how that was a common dumping place for hitchhikers. Yeah, highway hooker, that's what she said. Oh, doing a report on a serial killer. No, really?
No, she's talking about you.
Yeah, I know. I want to say it was like, shit, I don't even remember. I may have been when I started taking criminal science. I thought I wanted to be a cop. I think that might have been the class. I learned about truck drivers from Dolly. Yeah. Yeah. See, I'm wondering if that girl that I was talking about the other night that they found under the house here, if she was picked up by a truck driver because she was non-mobile. She didn't have a license or didn't have a car, but she went from Patrick County, Virginia to Mayberry, North Carolina. I mean, she had, and one of the men that lived in the house where they found her was a truck driver when I sleuthed him. So I think Jody Sue Brown looks like Eileen. Interesting. That's interesting observation. Hey, my gangster sister today, Cracker Jack. I learned about you. My first one was the Executioner song. Good one. He told this story about not getting a truck driver job he applied for because he wasn't a serial killer. A lot of them do become truck drivers because it's so easy for them to traffic people. Did you keep that story that I wanted to share with them about human trafficking today? Did you download that for me?
I don't remember, honey. I was working on this most of the day.
Well, I can't talk about it if you ain't got the thing.
Let me look while you talk.
It was a big trafficking bust, and I'm hoping he's got the footage because it was a good one.
I do. I just have to find it, so just keep talking.
Give us just a second, but yeah, that is like, oh yeah, I know. I know. But think about like when I hear the ice cream truck going around here. I'm thinking, ice cream truck, right? You're just trying to lure the kiddies. No. That would be a good horror movie, though. The ice cream truck. So yeah, that is like one of the jobs that they get to traffic people. You know, they pick them up at the, what do they call those lizard lots? Truck stops. And lots of times there's prostitutions that hang out there. Yeah.
Okay, give me just a second.
You've already got it though, don't you?
Yeah, I've got it. Just give me a second to put it on.
A long time ago, I met one. He was really nice to me. Didn't kill me. Yeah. And my uncle was one. He died in a car wreck, though. When I see an ice cream truck, I feel like I've gone back in time. Me too. There's one that circles our neighborhood. And nobody ever goes and buys ice cream from it. And there's no pictures of ice cream on it. So I don't know. But they play the music and they go around the neighborhood. I don't know. You know, in Colorado, they deliver weed. Isn't that awesome? I could imagine like a weed ice cream truck, but it not be ice cream. Of course, it would be very various flavors of ganja. Your uncle was a no. My uncle was a truck driver. He was a truck driver. He was a truck driver who lived in Kentucky. I hear them down the block, Gypsy. I think the same. I'll let my 12-year-old. I don't know what they got in that ice cream. We had a guy who bought a car from us when we used to run a buy here, pay here. And his ice cream truck broke down on the interstate in the summertime, and all of his inventory melted. And he was like, I'm going to be late bringing my car payment in. My whole inventory is melting like right now. I think we wound up going and giving him a ride, so we knew he was telling the truth. But I was like, so man, when all your inventory, you know, like is ruined like that, it comes out of your pocket? And he was like, yep. I was like, that stinks. Yeah. Skibby Pippi. Yeah. I think that's what yeah, right. You got that footage ready, Stedman?
Yeah, it's more than 10 minutes long. It won't load, it says, because it's too large.
All right. Well, it won't load for some reason. But anyway, there was maybe I could pull it up real quick here and just tell you where it was at. Tell me that, hon.
Hillsborough something. Florida.
Was it Florida?
I think so.
Looks like it was the first one. Central Florida deputies arrest 160 in sex trafficking operation. That was in September 10th. But there was one today. We're having trouble getting it to load, but anyway, so just tell us the town.
Just a second.
Yeah, because when they actually bust them, we want to hear that too. We don't want to just talk about when they're missing. We want to hear about them getting found too, don't we, guys?
Give me 1 second.
I live in Colorado, and yes, it is nice. Do they have like you know, like a truck that rides around and when you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, I do need to re-up. And then you run outside and you can get like a re-up. That would be cool, wouldn't it? I'm listening, but I've been sewing my son a puppet. Oh, how much do you want to make some voodoo dolls? How much would you charge me to make them about, you know, yay big, like that?
Hang on.
Okay, it's ready.
I've stood before you many times to share my focus and passion on human trafficking, the devastation it causes on the lives of innocent individuals, and how the efforts of our human trafficking unit are unrelenting. Today, we have a tremendous success story to share. Within the span of just a few days, we've rescued 8 women from the perils of human trafficking. Last week, our detectives received a tip that a woman had been smuggled from Cuba and across the southern border with Mexico, and was now obligated to pay her smugglers for the illegal entry into the United States. The tip further explained that the traffickers made threats against the woman and her family, and that if her debt was not immediately repaid, She would be forced to work in the sex trade until her financial obligation was satisfied. The tip also indicated there were several other women that were trapped in this horrific situation. Our detectives quickly acted on this lead by setting up a surveillance operation, which confirmed these disgusting allegations, and that these women desperately needed our help. Our investigation uncovered that these 8 women ages range from 18 to 24. They were first forced to work in various adult entertainment clubs in Hillsborough and Pinellas County, and that they were never allowed to leave the home without an escort. All of the trapped women were working as prostitutes, strippers, and forced to perform other acts other types of sex acts to pay off their debt of $60,000 each, which was what the smuggling cost was to enter the United States. To elicit even more fear and intimidation, the traffickers would threaten the women and their families at gunpoint. Knowing the details and plight of these women, we acted immediately to free them from this forced servitude. Last Thursday night, we followed 7 of the victims who were being escorted by one of their traffickers to the International Plaza, which is where undercover detectives made contact and facilitated their rescue. Simultaneously, we obtained a court-authorized search warrant for 2 properties where these victims were being held, and where we also recovered the 8th victim. During this investigation, 2 of the individuals responsible for the trafficking and tormenting of these women were arrested. 35-year-old Ahmet Ramon Maquiera de la Cal and 29-year-old Rosalia Leonard Garcia. This couple is behind bars as we speak, with each facing 47 charges that include human trafficking, human smuggling, false imprisonment, and RICO for their organized crime activities. The conditions these women were living in only reinforced that they had no way out. These victims were forced to stay 5 women to 1 room in bunk beds. The remaining 3 victims also had to share a room. They had no light in their bedrooms and all had to share a single bathroom, while the traffickers shared the master bedroom and never had to share a restroom with anyone. The women not only had to hand over all of their earnings to their captors, they also had to pay for food, rent, and even the gas their trafficker used to take them to their so-called dates. We located evidence indicating how much each woman owed and how much they brought in with their sex acts, as well as cash, condoms, a stolen firearm, and the victims' identifications. Quite simply, these women who fled the repressive government of Cuba in search for a better life were now forced to be sex slaves. They were not free to leave. They were repeatedly threatened with violence if they did not work in the sex trade or ever attempted to flee. The traffickers held their identifications, cell phones, and personal documents as ransom. The traffickers gave them a new cell phone, which they monitored, and even their families were terrorized to ensure absolute and total control. This organized criminal enterprise was nothing short of modern-day slavery. I have no doubt that if our human trafficking investigators had not acted as quickly as they did, this situation would have continued, expanded, and could have ended up with one of these victims losing their life at the hands of these traffickers, who only cared about profiting off these women. All 8 women received medical care and are currently connected with safe housing and other services, thanks to the partnership we share with Sail Freedom, a truly great organization who works every day to support victims of human trafficking. Stopping those who prey on the innocent and vulnerabilities of others and rescuing victims from the grasp of human trafficking is a priority mission of mine, which is why we have a group of investigators dedicated to eradicating human trafficking. I am so proud of these men and women who every day work tirelessly to identify and arrest traffickers those who prey on our children, and free victims while providing the resources they need to rebuild their shattered lives. Here in Tampa Bay, we will never tolerate any form of slavery. To all the undercover detectives here today, thank you. Thank you for protecting our community. You are saving lives. I would now like to introduce someone who, without a doubt, has limitless passion and energy to rescue victims and put traffickers behind bars where they belong, and whose Office of Statewide Prosecution.
What did y'all think of that?
Want me to take it away?
Not yet. Yeah, Nano, exactly. People need to understand that women do these crimes too. And women are used as, a decoy a lot of times. A case that I'm going to have my husband prepare for me before the end of the month. Wednesday, I'm interviewing BDAC, Ben Cecil. If you guys want to come and put some questions in chat, I'll be glad to ask. I want it to be lighthearted and fun, so we can get to know him a little better. But later this week before Halloween, I would like to talk about, I know my first name is Stephen Strainer, and his brother was the one who went on to do the killings at Yosemite. But Stephen was his little brother, and he was stolen and trafficked. And I want to talk about that because he was used as a decoy to lure kids for the pedophile that stole him. And so I think that would be educational for people to see that, you can't just send your kid into the bathroom alone, because there could be a teenage person in there that is charged with the responsibility of bringing a child back. So that's why I want to talk about that case later this week. So, anyway, I lost my train of thought.
You want me to play more of it or take it down?
Yeah, you can go ahead and finish this story if y'all want to hear the rest of how this played out.
Here in Hillsborough County, and to help us again inform the public that human trafficking does take place in our communities right here in Florida. And we are constantly reaching out, trying to engage the public to make them aware of that and educate them on how to inform us if they suspect that this is going on. This is one of the worst trafficking cases that I have seen. It hits on every element when we are training law enforcement and prosecutors across the state on what to look for in one of these cases, whether it's using a weapon to threaten violence, whether it's threatening the violence of their close loved ones, threatening to kill their family members if they did not cooperate, separating them from the public by not allowing them to go outside of the place they're residing without someone accompanying them, taking away their identification documents, not letting them have any contact except by phones in which the traffickers control. The list goes on and on and on. I commend this Sheriff Cronister, for having the foresight and being willing to put together a specific unit trained in human trafficking. It is a unique type of case and prosecution in which the nuances must be explained and educated to the officers before they get the call. Because one of the most important ways that we can successfully put these traffickers behind bars months, not knowing if they would ever be able to get out of that situation. These horrific acts of sex trafficking.
Guerra, De La Cal, and 29.
Did you hear any of it? I'm not sure why it wasn't working. Well, she goes over some of the specifics of the bust. So it was muted again. Am I muted? Can you hear me? See if I can get this light here right. Okay. Never fails right when we go live. The kid's hungry. I've been cooking all day long so we could get through this tonight, and here we are. It's okay. We'll figure it out here. I'm not sure why that's giving me so much fade there. Anyway, so you get the gist of it. So even women can be, serial killers like Eileen. Anyway, every time I knock my camera out, my laptop, everything, I've got to get it all straight again. So how are y'all doing tonight about what we've been talking about? How do y'all feel about all that? You can hear now? You want to hear the rest of it?
Just talk to him about it.
He's not wanting to play it. I've been asking him all day long, are we ready? Are we ready? And I pushed it back and I pushed it back. He's still not ready. Eileen's case is a crazy but interesting one. Yeah. I like it when she said, because I hate men. They asked her, why do you only kill men? I hate men. It's not nice. But it's kind of funny. She's so lackadaisy about it, the way she says it. Because I hate men. I was surprised that she got away with it the way she did, But I guess that was all before the DNA database and all that kind of stuff. So the trafficking shit pisses me off. Who do those pimps think they are, And clearly they were probably young, if they were being intimidated by a woman at her size. She wasn't very large, was she? Or, I didn't find her very intimidating looking. So I'm assuming the girls that were, or boys that were involved in that trafficking case, were probably young. It's very sad. But it's always, refreshing to see a trafficking bus where they're rescued. So many times we're having to be the ones who tell the stories about them going into trafficking or being stolen and trafficked, that it's kind of nice to throw in a story where one's been, busted up, right? I'm a highway hooker. Yeah. That psycho chick was kind of funny when she said, I'm a highway hooker. Yeah, I know, man. She was proud of that too, wasn't she? One thing about any bars or clubs I've gone to in the last year or two, the women's bathroom usually has a way to get out if you are being trafficked. Wow. That's cool. That's very cool. I talk about this to my husband quite a bit. When I was in my 20s and I was in corporate sales, I did a lot of clubbing and bar hopping in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina, and did the bar crawl and all that. And I can't believe that I never was approached, never was mugged, never would, knock on wood. Of course, this was the late 90s, early 2000s. But gosh, I wouldn't try that shit now. I wouldn't, man. Back then, it was all clean and pretty, and the horses, the cops on their horses rode by. Yes, and another drink to order if you are being harassed in any way by another patron and feel threatened. Wow. That's awesome that bar owners are becoming cognizant of that. Pull this up here so I can see what you're saying better. Have y'all ever been in a situation where you had to escape, where you had to flee from a situation that could have gone very ugly as far as trafficking goes? Have any of you ever been in you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but I'm curious to know if you've ever been approached. Or I would have thought all the traveling I've done, I would have come across, and I've been, unfortunately, when I got in a bad way after losing my home when I was going through a bad time after I left my job, it seemed like I was kind of spiraling and found myself in some places that I probably shouldn't have been in. But I was still, God, I guess, safe for the most part. I wouldn't try that now, but I think that I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry about that. I know that I've been in relationships where I definitely felt suppressed. I definitely felt, I'll put it this way, I fled from them on foot with the clothes on my back. So I've been in those scenarios, but never in a situation where I was forced like that, like trafficking like that. So prayers for you, LB. I'm sorry about that. I'm small in stature, LB says, and travel often and get approached frequently. I make sure to have it obvious I'm carrying. If I can't, then I fake that and I'm on the phone call. That is awesome that you're sharing that with us. That's something that we all need to talk about too, is self. I wasn't forced into something. I protect myself. We need to talk about things like that, like having your keys in your hand where the keys are pointing out, to wear rings that are pointy if you travel a lot, because when you pound somebody's face, it'll cut them if you've got something, and then I remember them telling us, because I remember going through these classes when I was very, very young, self-defense classes for travelers, for female travelers, and how to always look like you're on a mission. Don't give eye contact. Don't look back, because when you're looking back, someone can come up on you. Little things like that. Checking your back seat. Always locking your car. Unlocking your car before you get to the car. The automatic. Things like that can really help save your life. Also, mace on your keychain if it's not confiscated at a courthouse or something. That was always great for me. But again, I guess I got really lucky considering the traveling that I did, that I never had to. Hey, how you doing? Just listening on my way to the store. I hear ya. But yes, LB says. Okay, I read that. So let's see, what was I saying here about yeah, self-defense course. Wouldn't that be awesome? I would like to ask Brandon. Usually fitness instructors or trainers know a little something about self-defense. Do you know the stand, if Brandon knows anything like that, offers anything like that, knows someone who would? I think that would be awesome for everyone to hear or watch, or because there are little things that a woman can do, even if you are small, that can protect you if you're ever attacked. Yeah, Sarah. So getting up in my age, and I don't have quite the strength I used to. I started wearing my rings again that are pointy, just in case, because I got a hell of a right hook. Every woman should know some basics. I definitely agree with that. We definitely should talk about that, and how to hurt someone bodily in a tough situation that you can't get out of. Nana says this has really been good. Thank you, Nana. The Stan says, yes, he sure does. Yes. I know lots of people, as does Brandon, who can teach. That would be awesome. If I could have one on my show, or you offer it on your show, whoever, get that information out there. I would love to watch and see that, guys. What do y'all think? A refresher, definitely, because this has been 25, 30 years since I went through anything like that. So that would be awesome. Let's see here. The stand. That could be a great segment to do some quick demos. Yes, I would really enjoy that. Something else, y'all. Let me just throw this out there. And I hope you're listening, little guy. I was in an argument with a little guy at one time. And when he wasn't paying attention, I went into my kitchen and I grabbed a cayenne pepper. And when he got up in my face, I slung it in his eyes. And let's put it this way, he got arrested and I did not. So little things like that, cayenne pepper, keeping that in your pocketbook. Believe it or not, just little things like that can get an attacker off of you. So yeah, the Stan, let's definitely, yes, sir. Wonder Woman. So anyway, little things like that, can help you in a tough situation. So you're not stolen and trafficked, or your loved ones are not stolen and trafficked. Little things like that, can help. So, does anybody have anything else they want to add tonight? When considering teaching this or doing a demo for this, Jimbo, keep in mind a lot of us are 40 and up. So, something that's obtainable for us. No kung fu fighting for this chickadee anymore. I don't think I can get my leg up anymore. I used to kick high. Yeah, not so much.
You only need to kick low.
So,
let's do a commercial.
My husband wants to show y'all a commercial.
How y'all doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing real good.
Yes, that's my husband running the soundboard. My Stedman to my Oprah. Oh my gosh. I gotta take his crayons away. You gonna put it up?
I have to find it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
He doesn't have Gypsy Winfrey, Sarah.
I do somewhere. I just have to find it.
You made it.
Yes, I made it.
Hey, Alicia. He's crazy, ain't he, Roger? I'll need to take his crayons away.
Don't take my crayons away.
He's trying to be creative. Trying to keep y'all entertained.
Look in the crystal ball.
What do y'all see? The crystal ball.
Here.
Oh, man. So is everybody doing okay? You do too. You made it.
Yeah, I just have to find it, honey. You give me so much to do every day. It's not, you
get with it. Someone who can.
Oh, please do.
I've been paying you in soup and crackers.
Yeah, and I don't like soup.
In the wintertime, it's good for you.
Not if it gives me.
I made homemade vegetable soup today, and some potato skins, and just good winter food. I have fall food, whatever. He likes a little color in his life. Let him keep the crayons. Oh, that's sweet. I like that. Roger. Yes, my daughter's cooking, so I speed vacuumed 3 rooms. Oh, I need to hire Matt. I think he needs to hire you, because sometimes he can't figure shit out. Like, I had to have him replace all my music so I don't get striked when I finally get monetized. And so he couldn't figure that out for the longest time. So we've got like 4 renditions of every show I've ever done because we can't figure out how to do it right. Hey.com. Thank you for coming.com. We were discussing Eileen Wurnos and, was she crazy or evil? And females also being perpetrators. And also we were kind of discussing how we're going to feel when Candace is charged. And is that evil, a product of her environment, a little crazy? Gypsy, you can play most cover bands without a strike if not copyrighted. Okay.
Who said that?
Sarah, you can play most cover bands without a strike if it's not copyrighted. That's why I had my kids make some music over the weekend. I was like, y'all just need to make me some music so I don't get any strikes. Hey, Donna, how are you? So, Donna, I wanted to ask you, are you near North Carolina? Because I saw that you were making, me and Mars are, and Angie Chihuahua Mama is. I thought that I could be wrong, that you were near North Carolina. I don't mean to dox you if you don't want to say, don't worry about it. I just thought that I'd seen in chat that you were close to me too. It's kind of comforting when you know that you're close to people in your chat, something goes wrong. You've got a friend, I got a copyright complaint when Ricky Bieber's. Oh, really? You're in West Virginia. Okay, well, that's pretty close. I love West Virginia. I love driving up through West Virginia when it has snowed. It is beautiful going up through there. And I tried to ski in Winter Haven. No, not Winter. Winter Place. Yeah. Let's see if that helps that fade there. I need to move my stuff down this way. I don't know why it's fading so bad on that side. I wonder if it's because I need light on it. Is that better? What makes it do that on the edge, honey?
The light needs to be on you, not the screen.
So it does better when it's on it. Oh well. Let's see. Pitbull, have a great night. Oh, is Pitbull Mama going up? Okay, I missed that. You won't get a strike, only complaints, and those videos can't earn money. The artist earns all the money. Okay. So I can keep them? They'll just earn money? I don't mind if Steve Perry gets money as long as I get to borrow his intro. But it would be every video, right? So that's no good. Okay, so just from this point forward, we should use cover bands that don't have a strike. Okay. Because I really wanted, do y'all know who Zeppelin is? Put one in the chat if you know who Led Zeppelin is. I wanted the woman I love. She got long black wavy hair. But I was afraid to do that. Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be the perfect song? And it's well, shoot, I can't find any and the only cover I found was Great White, and Great White is another band. So they're just as big. Well, no, I doubt they're just as big. I mean, they're from, they're the ones who sing Once Bitten, Twice Shy from the 80s. He does he does good. Babe, 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 baby, I wanna leave you. I ain't joking, woman, I got to ramble. I'm gonna leave you. And they do a good, what was the other one Great White does? Babe, 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 baby, baby, I don't. Yeah, anyway. So that would be another, I would get a strike on that too. I don't know. Maybe I need to get my kids to sing it for me. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. And then there's different things I want to show y'all. Is it okay if I show a commercial? If the commercial is out of date and they don't use the commercial anymore, do I get a copyright strike for that? I wonder. It would, Sarah. I read just posting a disclaimer doesn't give you any rights. Oh, Stan, yes, you're correct. You still get a strike. Some bitch. So even if we did our own rendition of it, they would still strike it because it's their song. Thought posting on the screen you don't own the rights to the music helped. I think I'm thinking of Facebook. Yeah. Oh, Alicia, thanks. Well, bummer drag, because I've got a lot of songs that to me, music means everything. I mean, that's how I made it through a lot of bad times is music. I mean, big time, Lane Staley, I can think of a billion damn bands that helped me make it through. Lane Staley helped me make it through my daughter's murder. I listened to Mad Season front to back. Stan says, yeah, that's Facebook. Sing Happy Birthday, it will get you a strike. Are you serious? Wow. Gypsy, did you see my post about Don Wells? No. What about Don Wells? Tell me. I got so lost on that site about copyrights, couldn't find myself. Yeah, I know, because music is everything, isn't it? It totally sets the mood and everything. Hey, small ET. But do y'all know if I can play an old, out-of-date commercial? Can I tell you to play a commercial if I've got it in my playlist? Mm-hmm. You can't just play something.
I have to upload it to here.
You can't play something from YouTube. You can't pull up.
Commercial.
I mean, hang on.
Okay.
I want y'all to see some of these commercials. I'm not monetized yet, so I guess it's okay if I do all my copywriting shit now, right? And now is when I can show you all the good stuff, and then I got to take it all down later. I don't know. I found free music in Apple. Oh, okay. As long as it's not a copyright. I don't know. How do we know?
Which
I can do commentary on a commercial, can I? As long as I do commentary, ain't I okay? YouTube has free music that won't get you a strike. Okay. There's I'm like talking decades of music that goes along with so many stories that I've like.
My computer's just acting too slow to do it.
Huh?
My computer's too slow to do it.
Oh shoot! You can't play it?
Not it's the last minute. No, I'm sorry.
Why?
My computer is running.
Oh well, he doesn't want to play it. Said the artist allowed use on YouTube. Is that how you stream news articles? Those old commercials are funny. I know, this one is really funny. I wish he'd let me play it.
I can't. My computer is slow.
How do I play it? I'm going to show it to you. Screw him. If there's a will, there's a way. Watch this. Playlist. Hopefully y'all can see it. I love these commercials right here. They're really, really old, but to me, they're funny as crap. Put that down. Okay, let me get my thing up right. Let's see if my lights. Let's see. All right. Okay, I'm going to, honey. You were no help. Leave me be. Let's see here. Which one is it? This one. Oh, gotta get my volume right here. This is funny to me as heck.
Beautiful night. Mind if I join you? That feels wet. Folks want in, Orkin keeps them out.
I don't know why I think that's funny as crap. Elvie says, oh, poor Hubs, we appreciate you. We appreciate you, Stedman. Another YouTuber bought rights to play copyright music, and they got a strike. Oh, you're kidding. I love those old Orca commercials. I love those commercials where he goes, oh, gosh, thanks, Mr. The Budweiser commercials. Yeah, but what was it called? It was this, not the smartest man. Budweiser. So freaking funny. And it's the singer from what's that song? Rising Up, Straight to the Top. Took my time, took my chances. It's the same singer. And he sings Somebody Smells Like Cabbage in the background. And the guy is saying, hello, Mr. I can't remember how it went.
Bad food. Or gas station sushi eater.
Mr. Gas Station Sushi Eater. Yeah. Man of Genius. Yes. Real man of genius. Yeah, Eye the Tiger. That's it. I love you guys. Y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. I love you guys. Yeah. That's exactly. Yes. You know what? Not to get off talking about him tonight, but that was really inspiring music when we would hear that every morning, wasn't it? I was ready to, do whatever for the day when we heard that music, but I guess he got a strike and he didn't get to use it anymore. Alicia says, yeah, Frank Stallone. At couponing with Donna, that happens a lot because they may only allow like 6 months or a year of use. Then they pull out the deal and it screws the user. That stinks. I do too. I love Eye of the Tiger. To me, that's a motivating song. Even like for working out, I would still listen to that. Like it's still on my playlist, Yeah, I love that Real Men of Genius commercials. I wish they had kept going with that. And then the Orkin commercials. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, the Rocky thing. That's right. It's like Rocky 3. Yeah. So anyway. My favorite commercials right there. Yep. How is your puppet coming along, Sarah? You said you were starting on another. What are you making tonight? I know you made a tiger. That one's finished. Working out paramedics for me too.
I hear you, sister.
What animal are you making now, Sarah? More tigers. That's sweet. Dum dum dum. Okay, that's hard. Constructing the face of a dog puppet. Almost done. Oh, so you're making a dog? Are you making a Snoopy? I named Charlie after Charlie Brown. I used to think of myself as Lucy Van Pelt. I psychoanalyze everybody, and I'm kind of a bitch. And my other alternate ego is, of course, Elaine. Elaine on Seinfeld. That's definitely me. See? Sits on my desk. You know what's funny? I play 80s and 90s. I do too. And my kids love it. They're like, we don't like the music that's out now. Rocky was going up the steps to the Rocky theme. Yeah. That puts me in motion, It gets me moving, motivated. I'm a dork. No, you're not. No, you're not. Let's see. I wish I could get this stupid light right so it would quit strobing over there. Maybe I should go down some. So anyway, that's awesome. We called our parents' music old. Oh, I know. The music that I remember were my siblings mostly, because like I'm the baby of 5. So like my oldest sister, she listened to Peter Frampton. And then like, what was that other, We're American Band. She listened to that too. And Peter Frampton. And she had Steve Martin. I remember that she had in the tape deck. And then like my other sister, she liked the Bee Gees and Elvis. And then my brother, he liked all kinds of different music, Fleetwood Mac and things like that. And then my sister who was young, closest to me in age, she got into like, What's Up, Pussycat? Whoa, what's that? Tom Jones? I don't even know what. She liked Tom Jones and Engelbert Humperdinck. That's crazy. Older sister's room and listened to her 45s. Yes. I snuck into my brother's room. I do the 70s music. My kids know so many giant. Yes, Frank Sinatra. And my kids like, stop. I introduced them to Ella Fitzgerald and Frank Sinatra and Count Basie. And yeah, and I think at Christmas and the holidays, I always think of big band music. I don't know why. Maybe it was out shopping when I was a kid. They played a lot of big band. We had a huge variety of music always playing. I named my daughter Stevie. Oh, she looks just like her. My husband's oldest is named Rihanna, and she was born on Thanksgiving and got to be on the Today Show. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, so music, like I was saying, is so important when you're creating. It's hard to not get to play the ones that you really wanted. But anyway, Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Yes, I love that. And we're close to School of the Arts, so they do a lot of plays. And just the arts in general, to me, I love. Hold on just 1 second. I've got...
How y'all doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing real good.
He has too much fun. Yeah, Melissa, they have a University of North Carolina School of the Arts here where I live. And they do the Scrooge every year, and they do, the Nutcracker. Okay, Mars. He's on at 9:05. Okay. Yeah, he hasn't been on in a while. Do they do outdoor plays? That is a great idea. I know that there are a lot of nativity stuff that they do, and I know that they do a lot of stuff like that at the Old Salem, where it's where the Moravians settled here from Germany. And I'm going to hopefully take y'all there on location before Halloween is over. Hopefully. I love the Bee Gees Boogie Nights. Yeah. You know, wouldn't it make these a whole lot more enjoyable if we got to use the music we wanted? Yes, I love the Scrooge. Wouldn't it, like, you know, bring you more in tune with your creator if you got a feel for their music and stuff, right? You know what I mean? What?
How y'all doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing real good.
You like that? She sounds like she's like walking in, or she's, what do you call it, MCing? Is it called an MC when you're up there, you know? Don't forget to tip your bartender. She sounds like that, doesn't she? Play it again.
Okay.
How y'all doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing real good.
Don't forget to tip your bartender. Yeah, I know. He likes to do creepy shit, doesn't he? I was saying, what the fuck? That's his little sound bite. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a good time. So I guess I'll bring this to a close. I wanted to just bring up the fact that, again, we'll have to, talk about this when they do finally charge Candace with something. How are we going to feel about it if she applies for, insanity plea or Stockholm syndrome? Because that's also, when you're a woman of abuse, they use that in defense strategies. So it'll be interesting. So anyway, well, I hope y'all enjoyed tonight and got some information, and we're going to hook up with the stand and get something going with some self-defense strategies. Watch Brandon or somebody, and if they charge her, I can't imagine that DSS won't. Don't they kind of have to with all this, public scrutiny? All eyes are on them,
Tell them about this.
Okay, Wednesday I'm interviewing BDAC. If y'all have some questions that y'all want me to ask them, let me know. And I will have it all ready for them on Wednesday. I want to keep it lighthearted, nothing heavy. And maybe there'll be a truce between Jimbo and BDAC. Wouldn't that be awesome? I would really like that to happen, because we need to find the perpetrator that's out there, not in here. So that's just my 10 cents. I want us all to get along for a common cause, for the better of the community. All right, so we'll talk to y'all later, and see y'all tomorrow. Thank you. Okay, you can play him now.
Charlie.
Mm-hmm.